Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Jake Morrow, the quarterback of Grand Blanc football. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So I got to ask you, guys are off to a pretty good start on the year. What has it been like?
It's been pretty good. We unfortunately lost our first game against Morrow, but we knew they were a top team in the state, and we had a game plan and we executed it well. We just had a few minor mistakes that unfortunately cost us the game, but we came together as a team after that and talked about and we fixed those mistakes. And since then, we rallied and have been 3-0 since.
Yeah. The last 2 weeks, it has been something special for you guys. I mean, getting some two big wins, going on the road in two very, very tough places to play, and to come away with wins. Let's start with Heritage and then go into last week. What was it like to get the big win over them and the way that you guys did it?
Yeah, we knew going into Heritage was going to be a tough team, a physical game. It was their first home game, so we knew it was going to be a hostile environment and it was going to be packed. And going into it, we had a game plan and we executed it. We had a few mistakes on offense, but we ended up coming up with a win. A huge block by Nate Shimbera on the game-winning blocked field goal, which won us the game. It was a huge win.
Absolutely. And then getting a win week later against Traverse City West. And I should also mention both teams were also undefeated at the time.
Yeah.
What was it like getting the big win against them? Because they were off to a pretty good start in their division.
Yeah, wow. When we were watching film on them, they looked pretty good against all their teams. We knew it was going to be a tough game, and also that 3.5 hour bus ride up there, we knew it was going to have a impact on our team. But we fought through it. Our coaches prepared us well. We had a great team meal halfway up, and when we got there, it was a business trip, and we got it done.
Yeah, and you guys really took it. I mean, being on the bus for 3 hours is pretty rough. But I guess from what I was told, I guess you guys stopped somewhere, got some food, stretched the legs out, and all that.
Yeah, I think we stopped in Clare at a rest station, and we ate, got to walk around, just stretch. It was pretty nice.
Yeah. Of course, and then after 2 weeks getting some big wins on the road, as the trend continues, another undefeated team you guys are going to be playing this week. Lansing Everett, who is of course 4-0 at the time, but it's also a special week in Grand Blanc because it's homecoming. Uh,
Yeah.
so what has this week been like after getting two big wins? But against a team that's had a pretty good start to the season.
Yeah. As a team, we're looking forward to playing Lansing Everett. Of course, it's homecoming, but as a team, we know not to take them light because, like you said, they are 4-0, and I know they have a couple key players on offense and defense. So we're just looking forward to preparing and watching film and preparing the whole week. But it's always a fun week when it's homecoming because school is a little light. You got interclass games. Uh, the city feels like it comes together as a whole, and everybody's just happy. And we have the homecoming parade. And one of my wide receivers, Matthew Evans, and he's a finalist candidate for homecoming king.
Yeah.
So as a team, we're rooting for him, and it's always just fun
Yeah.
homecoming week.
Yeah. It's obviously I know, coming into the game, I know homecoming always has its big set of distractions. What do you feel like you guys got to do to kind of block those out and get the big win?
We just gotta come to practice every day, just getting to work and just not being distracted by the outside distractions and just executing what we need in practice. And if we do that every day, we will be good come Friday.
Yeah. How do you feel like, you yourself have kind of just been how have you kind of performed well as a QB over the last few years? Because I know you were the starter last year. Now that
Mhm.
you're another year into this thing, how comfortable are you as the starting QB?
I could definitely last year being a sophomore on a team where we had a lot of talent around us. It was a little nerve-wracking. I just kind of had to get used to it, and later on in the season I felt that. But at just like all the off-season training and knowing I'm the guy coming into this year, it's been kind of like relaxed. Like I feel more relaxed and comfortable in the pocket, and like I'm a lot more like composed as a QB.
Yeah. Um, Really just going through this season. I know we kind of talk about the relationship you have, with your receivers. I know you've worked with a lot of them over the years. I know you've known them for basically your entire life. So kind of just
Yeah.
what's that been like?
Um. Of course, Kaston. Uh, we actually we were in the same kindergarten class, and that's when we first met.
Yeah.
When we were like 5 years old, and then we happened to play AAU ball together with Flint affiliation. So we grew up same elementary school, same middle school, playing basketball together, football together, all growing up, and it's just been like that bond just can't be broken. It's something that you can't like teach. It just takes a lot of years of being together to build. And of course, Matthew and Malachi are another. I've met them in sixth, seventh grade, and I've been playing with them for a while. And Nate Shimbera, he just switched over to playing some offense too, some receiver, and I've known him since I was little too. We played baseball together growing up, and our parents are best friends. His mom and my mom are best friends, and his dad and my dad are best friends. So we've always been hanging around with each other when we were younger and just growing up together. So I have a lot of bonds with my wide receivers that just take years and years of just friendships and building.
So and also here's another, the coaching staff also got there your freshman year. I know
Yeah,
you're currently a junior right now, so you came in with this coaching staff. So
yeah.
what was that like in, the relationships you have with Coach Four and the rest of the staff?
I still remember when Coach Four was first hired. I was in eighth grade, and it was like February of my eighth grade year, and I remember him coming to my middle school, and we sat in the office and sat in the lunchroom and just talked for like 2 hours, and we just built a connection. And then ever since then, he's always called to check up on me weekly, and we just we just have a bond that we just when he first joined, we've just built together. And it's been really nice because I feel like he's a guy I could always rely on and talk to when it comes to situations in football, but also outside of football. If it's like
Absolutely,
about life or school, or he's just somebody I could always talk to.
absolutely. How do you get like mentally ready for a game?
Um, Pre-game, I like to listen to some Juice World, just calm the mind. And
Yeah,
then when it's like an hour before, I turn on some Future and Drake, and that gets me in the mode. And then just like just like thinking to myself and just like telling myself that I'm him and that nobody can mess with me on the field is a clear indication. And then I always when I walk out the tunnel before the game, I always go into the end zone and I pray, and I have all my family members and all the angels look over me.
absolutely. All right, Jake, let's get to know you a little bit. How about that?
All right.
Best moment so far in your high school football career?
Um, it would either probably be last year. I think it was against Lapeer. It was like a 4th and 20, and we were on like our 40, and JT ran a skinny post and just got over top of the safety, and we scored on a 4th and 20, which I don't know how, or it would probably be against Heritage last year. It was a messed up play, and somehow I got around the corner and I ended up jumping over Danny Steele, who had a pancake block right on the goal line. And there was a picture from Harbor Sports who got the picture of me like diving headfirst over Danny and the defender who got pancaked. And it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Favorite player currently right now? This could be in any sport.
Favorite player? Ooh, that's a tough one. I probably, mm, I gotta think about this for a second. College, college, I'd probably, mm, college, I'd probably say, who would I say? I don't know. This is a tough question because I got a lot. Because I'm a fan. I like seeing Michigan high school players in college because like it really inspires me. Because like I see them, I'm like, wow, they went to Cass Tech or they went to Grosse Point or etc. Just high schools around Michigan. I'm like, that could really be me one day.
Yeah.
And so I really like that. But all time, I'd probably say Johnny Manziel.
Okay.
And then currently, I'd probably say like Donovan Edwards because I remember watching his state championship game
Yeah.
and him rush for like 4 or 5 touchdowns when he was at West Bloomfield.
Yeah.
And uh, NFL, I'd probably say Patrick Mahomes or Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray recently has been growing on me, which I really like.
Okay. And finally, what's an interesting fact people may not know about you?
Interesting fact. Um, I mean, I'm double jointed in my thumb where I could like pop the
Really?
bone in and
That's
out. Yeah.
interesting.
And a lot of people think it's gross when I do it, but it just makes me laugh.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, Jake, thank you so much for the time as always, and best of luck this week against Lansing Everett.
Thank you.